And you're listening to Ocala Live, WOCA, the source, 96.3 FM, 1370 AM. Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday, as we're April 27th now, getting started for this work week of finishing April, getting ourselves to May on Friday, and I'm happy to be with you here, getting that rolling. As for the weather, beautiful morning there. Just now kind of reaching close to the 60-degree mark, still not quite there. 57 degrees from where we're at, broadcasting to you live from the Paddock Mall. And the expectation for today is sunshine and highs near the upper 70s. Tonight, a little bit cool, 51 degrees, as we move that into tomorrow with highs then in the mid-80s with lots of sunshine and blue skies, as the next few days for the beginning of this week just look absolutely sensational. Now for Wednesday night, increasing cloudiness, 50% chance of showers and then maybe a thunderstorm as that moves through the night of Wednesday, and then just lingers a little bit for Thursday with a 40% chance of showers and thunderstorms on Thursday, but our highs near the mid to upper 80s. And then Thursday gets a little bit cooler again. Thursday night with the 56 degrees moving into a beautiful Friday, first day of May, 83 degrees, mostly sunny skies, and that carries into the weekend. So beautiful first weekend coming up for the month of May, which is some good stuff there. So as we are now about 19 minutes before the top of the 9 o'clock hour, it is time for news bits of news that we can chew. Now, one of the things we were discussing, which we'll cover right again as we were talking about it with Galen, is right out of Tallahassee as Governor Ron DeSantis prepares to release plans on reviving the state's economy. It appears increasingly clear that allowing hospitals and doctors to resume providing elective medical procedures and will be part of the strategy. It says DeSantis made appearances this weekend with doctors at the Cleveland Clinic in Broward County, Orlando Health, and focused in part on medical procedures that have been postponed as the state ramped up to fight the coronavirus pandemic. As it says here, the executive order was slated to last through May 8th, but hospitals and physician organizations last week sent letters to DeSantis seeking to scale back the restrictions on procedures, and the letters came as a DeSantis-created task force worked on recommendations about reopening various industries, including healthcare, and DeSantis is expected to release plans this coming week. As the expectation we quote, as we ease some of the restrictions, the health system is overwhelmingly prepared with equipment, beds, and staffing. So I am, quote, 100% confident that we will handle patients that we put off, and I'll use the term loosely, elective surgeries, as physician Sunil Dasi, the senior president of Orlando Health, who served on a working group that is part of the DeSantis task force on Sunday. It says the one caveat I want to say, and this is a little pet peeve of mine, he says about the elective, it's elective when you set up the time, but that's the only thing that makes it elective. To that patient or that family, it is not elective. It is something that was prepared for. And during DeSantis' weekend appearances, doctors also said patients have put off seeking treatments for emergency care, which could lead to complications later. Physician George Rouse, Vice President of Quality and Clinical Transformation of Orlando Health, said officials are concerned about an upcoming surge of unmet medical needs. So, as they say here with that, there's an expectation that change in the expectations of May 8th to maybe be moved up for that. Now, as we're talking about seeing those things come back to a little bit more of a normalcy, having those things open up, if you will, and that be one of the first things. Moving on here, no injuries in Ocala after an apartment fire. It says the cause of Saturday morning blaze at the Steeples Apartments in 2901 Southwest 41st Street remains under investigation. It says as the apartment fire caused residents to evacuate as firefighters extinguished the blaze on Saturday. Ocala Fire Rescue's officials on the scene said that they were dispatched to the fire at 11:53 a.m. and arrived at 11:57 a.m. When they got to the Steeple Apartments at 2901 Southwest 44th Street, heavy smoke and fire was coming from at least 2 units at the back of the complex. Firefighters and Ocala Police Department officers alerted residents to get out, which they did. No one was injured in the fire, which is some good news. And Ocala Fire Rescue officials said fire officials say that they were investigating to see what caused the blaze. No new information yet on what they found out to have caused the blaze. Now, a big thing that's been coming up is the CDC with the idea of 6 new possible symptoms of what has been coming up with the coronavirus. As they say, chills, repeated shaking chills, muscle pain, headache, sore throat, and loss of taste or smell. Those are the new 6 symptoms that the CDC cautioned could be signs of the coronavirus. The addition come as health experts' understanding of the confounding disease and what it involves. The CDC previously listed fever, cough, shortness of breath. Shortness of breath was tweaked to shortness of breath or difficulty breathing. Coronavirus patients can expect a diversity of issues, from mild symptoms to severe illness. These symptoms generally appear 2 to 14 days after exposure to the virus, which we know patients may be most infectious in these days because they begin showing those symptoms. Now, the expanded CDC list is significant because most testing sites require a patient to have COVID-19 symptom types before they could be individually tested. The CDC recommends seeking, quote, medical attention immediately for both trouble breathing, persistent pain, pressure on the chest, blushed lips, face, or a new quote, confusion or inability to. Let me read that again. On pressure on the chest, bluish lips or face, or a new, quote, confusion or inability to arouse. That one's new. As COVID-19 tightens its grip around the world in the past 3 months, medical comprehension of the virus has advanced, and the World Health Organization, CDC, first urged the public to be looking out for fever, dry cough, and breathing difficulties. As now the other things that had come up, which was the COVID toes, or the blue or purple lesions on patients' feet as a common symptom. But it's the other idea that chills, repeated shaking with chills, muscle pain, headache, sore throat, and loss of taste or smell. Now, the loss of taste or smell was one that had come up not that long ago that a few people were obviously making apparent. But the other one that's been big is the chills. Now, I think what's interesting about this, and the reason I'm reading it, is because I think it spawns a conversation again about people who had said recently that at the beginning of the year, and there's so many people I've talked to now that have talked to other people that feel a lot of the same things, that there was something going around. And at the beginning of the year, there were some people that say they think they may have had it. As far as more of the symptoms that come about it, it's funny to see that some of the symptoms that people were relating to just having the flu or sick, just having a common cold or something to the expectations of, because they maybe didn't look back and say, I had breathing issues or anything like it, but with the idea of headaches, sore throat, and loss of taste or smell, and the chills. It may be that, like I said, the conversation's been with a lot of people that some people really do think that they've had COVID-19 earlier on the year, as far as January and February, before it became as big as it was as a world pandemic for, everything to shut down, which is fascinating in itself. It's fascinating. Moving on a little bit in lieu of Ocala here, it says this one was just updated just a day ago there. As we mentioned, you might have heard this already amongst everything that's been going on within the weekend for violence and everything. The violence erupted after a party, police say, where officers had not made any arrests as of Saturday afternoon, all in lieu of the 2 Ocala residents injured in a pre-dawn shooting. It says a man and woman were wounded in a shooting that took place early Saturday morning at an Ocala intersection. Ocala Police Department officers were called to Northwest 4th Avenue and 8th Place in reference to shots fired. At the location, police were told that there had been a party on the Northwest 8th Street. After the party was over, it appears someone fired shots at another individual. Now, during the so-called gunfight, 2 people were caught in the crossfire and struck by the bullets, officers said. An unknown person drove the woman, who had a gunshot wound to her lower body, to a nearby hospital. Officials said that the other victim, hit in the upper body, went to an unknown location and was taken to a local hospital by ambulance. Both victims are expected to recover from their injuries. Before the shooting, police said there was a strong armed robbery near the same site, and there's still information out there that they're investigating, and it says detectives are still trying to piece together what led up to the shooting. And it puts a little bit of the weight on the shoulders of the public here that if anyone with information about the shooting can call the Ocala Police Department at 369-7000. And you can also contact the Crime Stoppers with OcalaCrimeStoppers.com, or you could call them directly at 368-7867. So the Ocala Police Department, 369-7000, or Crime Stoppers at 368-7867. And again, that's all having to do with the 2 Ocala residents injured in the pre-dawn shooting, as they say that they're going to make a full recovery. However, before the shooting, police said that there was a strong armed robbery near the same site, trying to find what led up to the shooting, as that comes about more and more. Moving on here as we're continuing news bits. This one was an interesting thing. This made national news in lieu of the Associated Press, as a Kentucky mayor finds woman hiding in his home's cellar. New traces of blood. Out of Bowling Green, Kentucky, Mayor Bruce Wilkerson said he found a woman hiding in a cellar Wednesday morning after he heard noises and smelled cigarette smoke outside a home he was renovating. According to WNKY-TV, it says when he checked the cellar, he told police he found traces of blood on the cellar's door and a bag containing women's jeggings. Joke. Wilkerson said that saw the woman when he went back to the cellar for a second time, the Bowling Green Daily News reported. He said a young woman in dark hair told him that he was, quote, hiding for someone before she ran away into the street. The mayor said he doesn't know when the woman started living in the cellar, but noted that she did not steal anything from the house. Wilkerson said that he wanted to let people know about the report before a story would come out that I had a lady locked up in my cellar. Police have not identified that suspect as such. Interesting. Moving on a little bit here, as of yesterday, in lieu of COVID-19 and the expectations of our county, of Marion County, in the presence of what was posted yesterday around 3 p.m., as the update would come later today around noon for the cases of COVID-19 within Marion County. As they say here now, coronavirus cases are 151 in Marion County, as an increase of 1 case in the past 24 hours. As of midday Sunday, the Florida Department of Health reported 151 positive tests for COVID-19 in Marion County. There's 1 more than what was reported midday Saturday. As of midday Sunday, 3,682 Marion tests had come back negative, and 200 tests were still pending results. To date, 20 Marion patients have been hospitalized, and 4 have passed. Driving up testing is available, and by appointment only, at the Department of Health office in Ocala, 1801 Southeast 32nd Avenue, and the College of Central Florida's Hampton Center, 1501 West Silver Springs Boulevard in Ocala. The latter facility is only open Tuesday and Thursday mornings. For both sites, patients must call 352-644-2590. That's 644-2590 for screening and to set up the appointment for the testing. 644-2590. Also providing the tests is Express Care of Ocala, of Bellevue, Rainbow River Medical, Trinity Health Medical Center, Premier Medical Associates, Lakeview Healthcare System, CareSpot Urgent Care, and Med1 Urgent Care. Now, of the geographic breakdown, Ocala in itself, as the city of Ocala, is at 109 cases of the COVID-19, followed by Summerfield with 18, and then Bellevue, Denellen with just 4. As the other ones come up, Silver Springs only with 1, and Anthony with 2, Citra with 7. As that moves through, that's a good sign, as we were talking about slowing down of the expectations of more positive cases of it. And like we said, that's what's been steamrolling the conversation of getting back to normal. Now, as we've talked COVID-19, and for the last 3 weeks, we've talked it to death. But in the idea of it, one of the big mentions, and we've had Sheriff Billy Woods on the show, and just last week for County Commission, we had a Mr. Gold who was part of the EMS and firefighting, as they all both mentioned that in lieu of this, the domestic violence cases are on the rise in Marion County, and a lot to do with COVID-19 and the quarantine and lockdown, as authorities say coronavirus restrictions may be part of the reason for the domestic violence cases on the rise in Marion County. The Marion County Sheriff's Office has registered an increase in domestic violence reports and arrests since the coronavirus restrictions were enacted. In March 2019, the agency received 211 reports of domestic violence and made 110 arrests. In March of this year, deputies took 261 reports and made 147 arrests. Now, in April, it was just 149 reports and 72 arrests as of a year ago, April. And as of April 22nd this year, they've already seen 179 reports and over 102 arrests. Now, in just a 2-day stretch from the April 23rd to the 25th, arrests for domestic violence were logged. Just 2. Just 1 2-day stretch, 12 arrests for domestic violence were logged. There we go. So for just within those 2-day stretch, 12 arrests for domestic violence. From 2018 through April 25th, law enforcement agencies have documented 24 domestic violence deaths. 13 of those victims were killed in 2018, which is a record for the county. Now, this year, there has been no domestic violence casualties. Now, 2 years ago, the Sheriff's Office formed the Domestic Violence Unit, whose goal is to track every domestic violence incident recorded by the agency. And in most instances, those arrested for domestic violence cannot post a bond until they have appeared before a judge, which is usually 24 hours after being taken into custody. Depending on the judge, some defendants may have bail set with special stipulations, such as monitoring by ankle device. And in all domestic violence cases, the judge will order the accused not to return to the incident location to stay away from the victim. As authorities said, they cannot pinpoint an exact cause for the rise of the domestic violence in incidents, as they did not rule out, obviously, the effects of COVID-19 restrictions placed on individuals. Officials noted that people are spending more time together and are dealing with multiple stressors, such as work and health. Now, locally, the clerk's office had issued a notice stating while the virus has forced its offices to operate on a reduced schedule, it is still there to assist in any domestic violence victim. The Attorney General's office also said it's available to help, and it urges victims to call local law enforcement if they encounter any domestic violence situation. And the state's domestic violence hotline is at 1-800-500-1119 to open to those who need the help. As we're coming to the top of the 9 o'clock hour, stay tuned. We'll roll with a little bit more news bits when we come back. WOCA Ocala, 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, The Source.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin says financial aid to state and local governments will be part of negotiations on the next round of coronavirus relief. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell has said states should be allowed to file for bankruptcy instead. Governors say they need the money.
Maryland Governor Larry Hogan on ABC's This Week says he wants a proposal now being discussed to move forward.
I'm hopeful that we will be able to convince Senator McConnell to go along with the bipartisan bill in the Senate and the administration's commitment to help the states.
Hogan, who chairs the National Governors Association, says that kind of federal aid keeps people on the front line working toward an economic restart.
Fox's Gernal Scott. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi endorses Joe Biden for president in a video released this morning.
Now more than ever, we need a forward-looking, battle-tested leader who will fight for the people.
America's listening to Fox News.
Because this is a radio commercial, we can't show you images of our Lowe's associates. We can't show you them rebuilding communities, delivering supplies, or providing support during the crisis we're facing now. But if you look around, they're not hard to spot. 300,000 people working to keep your home working. It's what we've always done and what we'll continue to do. Because home is what unites us. Lowe's, here for you in store or 24/7 at Lowe's.com.
There will be parties again soon and family gatherings. There'll be parades and sporting events and concerts to help our communities when they come back together. Respond to the 2020 census now. Spend a few minutes online today to impact the next 10 years of healthcare, infrastructure, and education. Respond online today to make America's tomorrow brighter. Shape your future. Start here at 2020census.gov. Paid for by U.S. Census Bureau.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Gene Powell Pasture Mowing, 352-629-2440. In addition to our pasture mowing and tractor services, including zero-turn mowers for your fence line finish, we also offer rototilling and fence row spraying. We are family-owned and operated, licensed and insured, and farm-ready. Powell Gene, Gene, at yahoo.com, 352-629-2440. Gene Powell Pasture Mowing, 352-629-2440. Gene is a proud United States veteran.
It's time for Farm and Range headlines on the Southeast AgNet. I'm Tyron Spearman reporting. Well, peanut farmers have been asking for some assistance during this coronavirus program, but it appears that because of the prices of peanuts are so low, they don't show an increase in price from January 1 to April 15th. So they may not qualify for any assistance. But in the meantime, they want to go ahead and ask for help on buying more peanut butter. USDA has been at the forefront of ensuring Americans that they have access to healthy foods, such as a peanut butter, by including it as an essential food in all of the Food and Nutrition Service nutritional programs. According to Sanford Bishop of Georgia, he said that peanut butter, an American staple, provides essential vitamins and minerals for persons at every age of life, from prenatal to adulthood. He said peanut butter is a great source of protein that has been used to treat malnutrition globally. Equally as important, regular consumption of peanuts and peanut butter has also been associated with reducing the risk of predominant diseases like heart disease and diabetes. Bishop and other congressmen in Alabama, Florida, and Georgia said, I encourage the implementation of the coronavirus assistance program to consider purchasing peanut butter and peanut butter products. Peanuts and peanut butter products are shelf-stable, affordable, fits well with any dietary regime, and makes it an excellent product for most pantries.
Bite back at flies this season with ready-to-use Cleanup 2 Pour-On Insecticide with IGR. Cleanup 2 Pour-On insecticide controls house flies, stable flies, horse flies, black flies, horn flies, and deer flies on cattle with just one application and zero withdrawal. And it's the first cattle insecticide pour-on product to include an insect growth regulator. Bite back with Cleanup 2 Pour-On insecticide. See product label for complete product information, indications, and application instructions.
I'm Darren Spearman for Southeast AgNet.
My fellow conservatives, please stay safe during this COVID-19 crisis. I'm Ryan Chamberlain, candidate for Congress. Here's my plan to protect us from future pandemics. First, stop doing business with communist China. Second, let's replenish our emergency medical stockpile and then pay off the national debt to keep our dollar strong. And finally, let's build the wall. I'm Ryan Chamberlain, and I approve this message. Now let's fire Nancy Pelosi and put America first. Paid for by Ryan Chamberlain for Congress, District 3.
Career Source, Citrus, Levy, Marion brings together business and community partners, economic development leaders, and educational providers to connect employers with qualified, skilled talent and job seekers with employment and career development opportunities. Tune in the third Wednesday of each month at 9:30 a.m. to Career Source, Citrus, Levy, Marion, and learn how they can help you.
Pals Ocala Auto Repair fixes all makes and models. Pals makes sure that your vehicle's engine, mechanical, and electrical components are healthy at all times. Pals team would much rather see you drive to their shop for a full checkup than be towed in for a complex repair. Give Pals a call today to schedule your next service appointment. 352-414-2984. What? A nationwide warranty, 36 months or 36,000 miles, whichever comes first? Pals looks forward to servicing you and servicing your vehicle. 352-414-2984.
A full day of sunshine today, high 80 to 84. Tonight, clear to partly cloudy, low 56 to 65. For tomorrow, a partly sunny day with a Tuesday high 82 to 84. Tomorrow night, mainly clear, low 59 to 63. Partial sunshine Wednesday, high 87 to 91. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Kevin Snyder.
On the first and third Wednesday mornings each month at 9:05 a.m., Robert Colin with On Top of the World will be our guest as we learn all about the exciting lifestyle and new home choices available at Ocala's premier adult active community, On Top of the World. From time to time, Robert will bring guests, and you're sure to enjoy our little chats. After all, you deserve the world, and we bring it to you.
We are proud to announce the Conservative Watch Hour on WOCA 96.3 FM and 1370 AM every Friday at 11 a.m. Hosted by Annie Marie Delgado, President of Trump Team 2020 Florida, and her co-host Ann Vandersteel with SteelTruth.com. We are serving a higher level of excellence, and we are the only program of this type in this market. Don't miss your weekly dose of conservative talk radio. WOCA 11 a.m. Fridays, 96.3 and 1370 a.m.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
Hey, this is Matt from Crossroad Auto Sales. I want to invite you to come over and check out our vehicles. All of our vehicles at Crossroad Auto Sales go through a rigorous 100-point safety inspection. We work with most outside finance companies, and we even have in-house financing available. Stop by today at 1800 Northwest 10th Street or give me a call at 690-6695. That's 690-6695. Crossroad Auto Sales. We won't leave you stranded at the crossroad.
Hi, this is Brittany from Mike Scott Plumbing. I wanted to take a moment to let you know that during these tough times, Mike Scott Plumbing is still here, ready to help you in every way we can. We know life doesn't just stop. And when it breaks, we know your plumbing doesn't just magically start working again. Mike Scott Plumbing is taking every precaution to ensure your safety by following and exceeding all the guidelines set forth by the CDC for COVID-19, as well as local districts. As an essential business, we are operating at full capacity to ensure we get your problem solved day, night, or weekends. We're all in this together. We hope you are all staying safe during these trying times. And remember, if water runs through it, we do it. 866-314-4443. Call day or night. That number again is 866-314-4443. Mike Scott Plumbing.
Visit Southeastern Trailers today. We have new and used enclosed cargo and open utility trailers, along with built-to-order trailers. We service all brands of cargo and utility trailers, installation of hitches, wiring and electric brake controls, and installation of trailer accessories, with locations in Ocala and Ormond Beach to serve all of Central Florida. Call 1-888-622-1816. Again, that's 1-888-622-1816.
Hello, I'm Mark Sears with Regency Printing. With over 10 years in the printing business, I know you'll find Regency Printing the place for all your local printing needs. Plus, I have fax services, mailbox rentals, notary service, U.S. mail, pack and ship, all at one convenient location, 2375 Northeast 25th Avenue. Just look for the yellow signs. Regency Printing, 789-6683. That's 789-6683. Regency Printing.
The Centers is open for services. They can provide telehealth services via iPhone or Android cell phone or computer. Please call them at 352-291-5555.
WOCA.
Ocala.
You're listening to WOCA, AM Ocala Live. I'm your host, Adam McKillen. Good morning. Happy Monday, Ocala, as we're getting into it. Here we go, last week of April, and getting to May on Friday. And obviously a conversation, like we said, as we can see ourselves getting back to some normalcy. And a big question is the 2021 school year. As this was an article here within our Ocala Star banner. It says, will students show up for college in fall 2020? Community colleges offer a hint. It isn't pretty. It says, ask a community college president about what school will look like in the fall and be prepared for an eye roll. Lots of shrugging and even a baffled look or two as they say they've got no clue, really. And that's not their fault. In the coronavirus era of rapidly changing information and restrictions, the presidents have no idea what they'll be allowed to do, how much less of how they're going to do or instruct students. It says here, quote, that will be the million-dollar question, and I'm not sure what we'll know yet, as Martha Parham, the Senior Vice President of Public Relations for the American Association of Community College. All these people have long titles. A lot depends on how the economy bounces back. And the unknown is if we're still in the online environment and that'll carry on through the fall. It's not just administrators who are in limbo. Students find themselves wondering how school will work, if they will be going back, and if they will have enough money to afford even school for the fall. It says many community college leaders remain hopeful that their schools have the flexibility and the affordability to play an integral role in the effort to help the country transition from stay-at-home orders to get back to work optimism. Until then, the picture can be drawn by looking at enrollment for upcoming summer sessions, which isn't pretty for some schools. A good case study found that at Washington Community College in Ann Arbor, Michigan, for several years, its enrollment has remained steady, with only slight losses, even as the other community colleges have seen percentages decrease of around double digits. It says Washington Ham has been a bit of an anomaly in an old truism, if you will. When the economy is good, it has been like it has been before now. For community college enrollment drops. When the economy is bad, enrollment in community college grows. That's interesting. That's because college are heavily involved in the workforce development and skilled trade and trading. And by those conditions, the catering of the economy should be good for enrollment. Not so fast. Now, mix in a pandemic and everything goes crazy. Now, it says here that this community college starts its summer term on May 8th. And all classes will be obviously online. And it'll even start with even significantly fewer students than what it has. And it says here on March 12th, registration was down 11% for summer classes compared to that the same time last year. And at this point, the college was planning to offer face-to-face instruction. On April 3rd, after the school said that it would be going online, registrations were 36.5% behind 2019's numbers. Now, by April 15th, they clawed back some, leaving enrollment down only 26%. The percentage lost in mirror the numbers the credit hours students are planning to take. And the unpredictability can be found absolutely everywhere across the country, they say. As far as this one alone, in Michigan's Grand Rapids Community College is also looking for a steep decline in the summertime. Nothing mentioned really here in what we're getting to through the article with Florida's expectations of community college and stuff. But community colleges could see the same effect, but they might also benefit by picking up cost-conscious students who balk at paying full price for online classes at four-year universities, which are more expensive than the community colleges on average by more than 1/3, according to the data from the American Association of Community Colleges. And with that, it's kind of like a little shout out to what we did last week, talking with, of course, the College of Central Florida and higher education as our segment, talking about higher education and returning to the workforce. And a big thing is kind of on that note with the community college that seems the effect of everything with the coronavirus and maybe scaled down registrations for school. But they also might benefit by picking up cost-conscious students. And that was one of the things that the College of Central Florida was pushing there with higher education, was not only more of the ability for workforce placement and returning to the workforce, but also inquiring about what you can do to get your associate's degree at a better price that effectively gets you in the workforce. And then from the workforce, you have the ability to still have the adjusted time necessary for a program like they offer to finish the full degree. So a little bit of that is going to change the outlook or the onset of what things will look like for colleges and universities in lieu of what came from the pandemic, which is kind of crazy. But as we make our way here, we're going to take a short little break, and then we come back. We'll do just a little bit more news bits. As we say, stay tuned for the bottom of the 9 o'clock hour. When we come back, we'll have Lena Williams in the studio here to talk a little bit of what we can, community events, but at the same time, maybe some other information that's been going around the community with some good stuff in lieu of some philanthropy. But stay tuned. WOCA, The Source, 96.3 FM, 1370 AM. We'll be back right after this.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Gene Powell Pasture Mowing, 352-629-2440. In addition to our pasture mowing and tractor services, including zero-turn mowers for your fence line finish, we also offer rototilling and fence row spraying. We are family-owned and operated, licensed and insured, and farm-ready. Powell Gene, Gene, at yahoo.com, 352-629-2440. Gene Powell Pasture Mowing, 352-629-2440. Gene is a proud United States veteran.
It's time for Farm and Ranch Headlines on the Southeast AgNet. I'm Darren Spearman reporting.
My fellow conservatives, please stay safe during this COVID-19 crisis. I'm Ryan Chamberlain, candidate for Congress. Here's my plan to protect us from future pandemics. First, stop doing business with communist China. Second, let's replenish our emergency medical stockpile and then pay off the national debt to keep our dollar strong. And finally, let's build the wall. I'm Ryan Chamberlain, and I approve this message. Now let's fire Nancy Pelosi and put America first. Paid for by Ryan Chamberlain for Congress, District 3.
Career Source, Citrus, Levy, Marion brings together business and community partners, economic development leaders, and educational providers to connect employers with qualified, skilled talent and job seekers with employment and career development opportunities. Tune in the third Wednesday of each month at 9:30 a.m. to Career Source, Citrus, Levy, Marion, and learn how they can help you.
Pals Ocala Auto Repair fixes all makes and models. Pals makes sure that your vehicle's engine, mechanical, and electrical components are healthy at all times. Pals team would much rather see you drive to their shop for a full checkup than be towed in for a complex repair. Give Pals a call today to schedule your next service appointment. 352-414-2984. What? A nationwide warranty, 36 months or 36,000 miles, whichever comes first? Pals looks forward to servicing you and servicing your vehicle. 352-414-2984.
A full day of sunshine today, high 80 to 84. Tonight, clear to partly cloudy, low 56 to 65. For tomorrow, a partly sunny day with a Tuesday high 82 to 84. Tomorrow night, mainly clear, low 59 to 63. Partial sunshine Wednesday, high 87 to 91. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Kevin Snyder.
On the first and third Wednesday mornings each month at 9:05 a.m., Robert Colin with On Top of the World will be our guest as we learn all about the exciting lifestyle and new home choices available at Ocala's premier adult active community, On Top of the World. From time to time, Robert will bring guests, and you're sure to enjoy our little chats. After all, you deserve the world, and we bring it to you.
WOCA.
Listening to AIM Ocala Live. I'm your host, Adam Mickulin. Happy Monday to everybody's listening out there. 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, streaming live, YouTube Live, WOCA, the Source Radio. As we're rounding out our news bits here, I had one that was, this was national news, as an arrest made in a drive-by shooting at the Duck Dynasty, those fans out there of Duck Dynasty, star Willie Robertson's estate. It says Louisiana authorities arrested a man in connection with a Friday afternoon drive-by shooting involving the estate of Duck Dynasty star Willie Robertson. It says here that the Ouachita Parish Sheriff's Office in Monroe, Louisiana, charged Daniel King Jr., 38 years old, with one count of aggravated assault by drive-by shooting and one count of criminal neglect of family. and booked to the OCC. Bond was set at $150,000. Now, deputies responded around 2:30 p.m. Friday to a report of someone shooting from a vehicle in the 3300 block of the Arkansas Road in West Monroe, Louisiana. The property belongs to Robertson, and according to Robertson, one of the shots went through the window of the bedroom of the home where his son, John Luke Robertson, lives with his wife, Mary Kate McEachern, and their infant child. But nobody in the family, thankfully, was injured. And it was, quote, "We're pretty shook up," Robertson said in a Sunday interview with USA Today's network. It says it also looks like they were just spraying bullets across my property. Roberts said 8 to 10 shots were fired. Man, oh man. As soon as you mention something like that with the idea of, like they said, their infant child in the room where a bullet had made it, that makes you a little uncomfortable nonetheless. So, man, hope they're doing all right and go from there. As we move through here a little bit, if anybody's still thinking about the idea or the sector of travel when it comes to getting things back to normal, a lot of the most popular things that were kind of drummed up before everything with the pandemic was the social apps that come along with a quick stay, like with the Airbnb or VRBO. As Airbnb, what are they going to do in lieu of the change of the pandemic and things thereafter? It says Airbnb to issue cleaning standards requires 24 hours between anything can be rented. It says Airbnb is about to go on a cleaning binge. It says the home sharing service, under the pressure of the coronavirus crisis, said Monday that it's establishing a new, quote, cleaning protocol with the goal of reassuring both those who rent their properties, which is calls hosts, and their guests. Airbnb said in a statement that the protocol will offer guidance on the best and safest practices for cleaning a residence's various rooms. It will include a manual more than 40-page long established standard, as well as specifying particular chemicals and other products to do the darn job. It says the protocol will also require a minimum of 24 hours before the next person can rent. Minimum of 24 hours between rentals to reduce the chance of a guest that may encounter any residual viruses. This is a top company official said Airbnb knows from surveys that cleanliness is a high priority with guests and reviews. And it said, quote, "It was clear that they wanted to know what you were doing to make sure that the place itself would be clean." That came from Chris Lehan, a senior vice president, in an interview. And the travel industry has just started to take notice of the need to offer reassurances about cleaning. It says last week, for instance, the Marriott International said it will adopt its own enhanced standards, including spraying hotel rooms with disinfectant after each guest stays. And Airbnb's new global protocols being issued early next month come at a difficult time. It says travel has dropped sharply worldwide, obvious due to coronavirus and COVID-19's world pandemic. While privately held Airbnb hasn't disclosed the impact of the business and its hand on its businesses, U.S. Hotels has had only 23.4% of their rooms occupied between April 14th and 20th. A decline of 64% compared to the same week a year ago. And we know big time, too, is in the state of Florida with how much travel we have this time of year, or would have had within that time of year with spring break and everything else. As it's to help there through the downturn, Airbnb announced loans and investments totaling $2 billion earlier this month. So that's a little interesting there, nonetheless. Good morning. We got a caller on the air. WOCA, good morning.
Hey, Adam. This is Alan up in Pensacola.
Hey, Alan. How you doing today, partner?
I'm doing wonderful. I just wanted to see if I could add on to some of the travel talking that you're just discussing with Airbnb. And I know that you and I are both in the aviation industry, and something came up where I wanted to shed some light to maybe some of your listeners out there about what people think about airplane cabins as far as the recirculating of air and whatnot.
Yeah, good point. Good point. Because a lot of people assume that if you're going to be in a small tube, somebody sneezes, you're all going to catch it.
Yeah, that's the idea of the air being recirculated inside has a little bit of factual basis to it, but the actual process of it is the air inside the cabin, just so everybody else knows, whether it be in a private jet or in a large airliner, the air within that cabin is actually recycled, but you are getting new air from the atmosphere outside of the cockpit and the cabin itself every 2 to 6 minutes, really.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on the size of the aircraft. So you're actually getting new fresh air pumped into that aircraft. So you're not having to worry about all the other contaminants that might be in there. There's going to be some in there with you, and you want to watch what you're touching and making sure that you're washing your hands and taking that hand sanitizer, of course. But the idea that you're breathing in everybody else's cough does get cleaned out pretty quickly, and is actually, in comparison to a lot of people's office buildings and whatnot, that same circulation system can take 30 to 45 minutes to get new air in. So you're actually getting new fresh air pumped into your atmosphere in an aircraft faster than you are in an office building.
There you go. So that's why, for us pilots, we can say as our job looking out the window, it's just a little bit healthier in the sense of being cooped up in a cubicle.
That's very true. That's very true.
Excellent, partner. Well, good point. We do got to go to break because we're at the bottom of the hour, but we appreciate the call. And if you'd like to call back a little bit later, have at it.
All right. Sounds wonderful. You have a great morning.
You too, buddy. Later. WOCA Ocala will be back after this.
Because this is a radio commercial, we can't show you images of our Lowe's associates. We can't show you them rebuilding communities, delivering supplies, or providing support during the crisis we're facing now. But if you look around, they're not hard to spot. 300,000 people working to keep your home working. It's what we've always done and what we'll continue to do. Because home is what unites us. Lowe's, here for you in store or 24/7.